Greetings. We are very pleased to have this opportunity to have an avenue to connect and speak on, well, the behalf of humanity, as we are ambassadors and we are a collective that have formed in particular to help with the current state of affairs on Earth. We are the Council of Cosmic Consciousness, and we are a fairly, you could say, new council in a sense. We have some hybrids from other galaxies in our team. We operate as a hive mind, and we have, you could say, new star information that is linked to Earth. We will try to explain it in a way that your human brains and minds can comprehend. There are always expansions happening in the universe, multiverse, cosmos, and the cosmos consists of multiple galaxies. You are in one galaxy. With the progression of ascension energies that have been opening and moving, and a collective of human beings that are expanding in their own light bodies, it enables more portals and stargates to open further along the chain, you could say. And so there is what is called the aurora field, which is an angelic realm very, very, very close to prime creator source light energy. This particular center is a very high vibrational center that is now more available in light codes and energy to the Earth. And our collective operates with this field and representatives from the aurora in our collective hive mind. We operate as one, but we are a collective of beings, ambassadors and representatives from different star systems, some of which you will not have much information about on your Earth. Some of the star systems that we represent and have ambassadors from are the Pleiades star system, also the Arcturian Andromedan galaxy where the aurora field sits, and also the Syrian Light Council, also the Octavian system, also the Orion system. We even have ambassadors from the Greys system. We also have ambassadors from Agartha in Middle Earth, and ambassadors from Coyotes, Coyotes, and Lyra, Our ambassadors are people who have, we say people for your own reference, but beings that have been people, yes. Let us make a point in this, that all these beings that hold extraterrestrial advanced information and knowledge have also been in human form. They have lived lives. We have lived lives. I have lived lives. We say we, I, as one in the same, just to really bed down that we are one. In fact, our consciousness and our primary focus is to help humanity understand the law of one. that there is a unity consciousness that operates very close to prime creator source light energy that holds codes, because you see humanity has been split and there is a duality consciousness on earth. But the real truth and the real knowledge and the real wisdom resides in the law of one. There is much polarity on the earth, which isn't wrong or isn't right. And we will talk about polarities in a moment, as we feel that that is important for those who are listening. But we just want to come back to the choices of these beings and ambassadors that have been representing these star systems and come into this collective called the Council of Cosmic Consciousness. We hold the keys and codes of all wisdoms from all star systems, and our ambassadors have traveled eons and eons and eons of time and have been people, have also been pure consciousness, and have also been in form as extraterrestrial beings. They, we, I, are leaders in our respective star systems, leading the way in those star systems and represent the knowledge contained in those star systems. And there are 3 of us from each star system as a collective that form this council. The members from each of these star systems have also been in situations of making decisions on boards and ships that will affect the human race, for everything that affects the earth and humanity as a people and a race also affects everything else in the cosmos. And so we have a responsibility, and we see it as our duty to guide Mother Gaia and her people home, in a sense, home to the wisdom that they left, and back to a remembrance of their sovereignty and who they are. For all of you have gone through the great fallen era, where you have come or incarnated in human form into this realm. And we want to explain that there is no wrong or right, but the rectification that we are seeking is really simply about forgetfulness. For you all go through the veil of forgetfulness. However, some of you, not all present here, but those out there in humanity, have gone through cycles and cycles of reincarnation, and their soul amnesia is very high. For you to even be here and listening to our call out, for you to come and listen and ask us questions, your soul amnesia is a lot less than those out there. There are those out there that have been trapped in the belief systems of the earth and the false matrix systems that are dictating a particular story. A story that is not based in truth, not based in sovereignty, and not based in freedom. You are all no different to us. Let us make it clear that you all have experienced time in these star systems. Your remembrance and your affinity to even come to such a sitting as this is that there are fragments of your, or aspects of your soul that has remembered where you have traveled from. You have descended, and when you ascend, you are actually returning. There are dormant codes in your DNA, and we are going to just scan the energies that are here in making a specific decision around doing something this evening for those that are present. We must scan your energies first before we make this decision on the readiness of you all. We have gathered, yes, we have gathered enough resonance to declare that we will do an activation for all of you before we go to personalized questions. In relation to your DNA and those dormant codes, we are going to provide you with an activation. Of your 12-strand DNA. We're going to break it down just slightly. When you think of your DNA strand, there is a helix, and it looks as though it is just a ladder with 2 down the side. There is actually a third piece that's called the phantom DNA. It was found in your science on the human realm, but then suppressed. Not much has been spoken about it in your science fields. There's some that refer to it as junk DNA, but it is far from junk. It is your connection to your birthright and your divinity. And we are going to explain something else, because there are some of you who do understand something about this 12-strand DNA, so this is in particular for you. We are going to explain that 1 equals 2. We're going to be a bit cryptic. But just as you have what your science has believed to be a 2-strand DNA, there is actually 12. However, there's actually 13. The 13th works like a phantom, just as your 3rd does in your 2. We hope that you are following. With the activation of a 12-strand DNA system, you will have more access to the information that is coded within you. In other words, you will have a knowing and a intuitive sense of what is real and what isn't. You will have a higher capability to have a much higher level of discernment, which can actually be uncomfortable. So we'll give you a pre-warning that once this activation is done, there is also a tendency to perhaps get slightly irritated or slightly annoyed when you hear information that isn't truth, because your internal radars will be so finely tuned to truth that the moment you hear something that isn't true, there will be a discomfort in your system, almost like a cringing of, that doesn't resonate. So In jest, we say, it's probably not best to listen to the news being broadcast after this activation, because you may be cringing quite a lot. Because there is so much disinformation currently, so much going on, because there are those awakening to the truth that there is almost like a counterattack of false information perpetually being thrown at you through the mass medias. So we said earlier that 12 equals 13 because there is a co-created field always. We said earlier that 1 equals 2 because there is always a co-created field. And what we mean by this is that for anything to exist, it needs an observer. If you were to research, or actually we will tell you in quantum physics, which is a science that is, we smile because it is a science that is very limited in its form on the earth field. We have technologies far beyond your quantum physics. However, as a reference point in your quantum physics, it has been discovered or rediscovered that the fabric of reality must have an observer, otherwise it cannot exist. For something to happen, it must be viewed. And so one cannot exist without another. We hope that you are following, and if there are additional questions to your 3 that the channel has asked you to prepare as a result of what we are saying, we would be happy to talk a little bit more about what we are saying at the moment. But we are going to say to you, for everyone, there is, you could even see it as a shadow, because it is a co-created energy. We'll explain it in this way also. When there are 2 people in a room communicating, there is also a third energy. That energy is what we call the co-created field, and it is the unspoken communication that is happening. You could say through body language or telepathy, but that energy is an energy within itself. And it is a field of energy that exists. If you could see orbs and waves and sound waves of energy, you would see this energy as a bubble that is linked to the first person, also linked to the second person, and sitting above them in the air. So we mentioned that your 12-strand DNA activation is actually that of the 13, because there has been a missing piece in humanity for quite a long time in relation to your time changes and calendar changes. You are living in the Gregorian calendar, which is not a time space that was relevant to Earth, and has jumbled things up quite a bit. It has put you out of whack and out of sync with your true nature, and was a deliberate thing. We would not like to explain how this has all unfolded and the technicalities of this, because it would take too long. All that is necessary for you to know is that we are now going to do an activation for all of you. So if you can just close your eyes and breathe in these sounds. These sounds are designed to communicate to all of those strands, and we will serve as the 13th, as the observer, to allow those activations to take place in you. We have agreements of all your higher selves for this to occur. It will not Each person that receives this activation will receive it in the highest and best way for their highest good, according to where they are at on their divine path. It will not interrupt. It will not cause inconvenience. It will cause a more heightened awareness, of course. However, it will be integrated in the way it needs to be for your own soul path and destiny and where you are at in your life. So we shall begin. Loro to porete kuro to retu, lutura kadukuri shikatoro le to riku, solo to pareku to, colo to rete riki, ole to porete kuruto, to kuruto. Luto to porete perucote to rosi, corcuseta rahete carapare to staracula, the tarishi che dire te taro te carishi che te. Kulete ta umure te karashi ke tere kone ni kani ushulu te tapore ke rati tu ora ta tare ko tu chutarai ta lai te heri te roshi te rai karashi ke te bolo toro koro tore te tiro shutule te taire ki kore tu tore ki ro kotoro tore te karo shukotore ke bore lo kotoro to ka dore te tai ki kule ke to tore ke te le tore karao to rotata karashi ka te ke te ro ke te ki ho roto to ko to pore shi ke te re ke Tori kete shotolo to pareti ke choture te tariki te orashiti. Turu to pare ke te le te tore te kana moneshi ke te rokoto tale kara morete ro to poreki. Hondore te kule to pora kora to yudora paukara tare kulu to toru ko toru to poro kate te iti shuro to hari kule toru tora kaire ke ne na mane shiti sore torate to poreshiki furo to tore te peiru ko toro to tore to tore te tore shita korite te porite karite ke te pare la ke te pare ke te ra to rai te pare shika ke pare ke to te pare te ke shore te rola te pare ke te pare shika te se kore te trai ko ru te le ke te pare ke te tore ke te to ta dai to sta te pare ke te so Correcco, duro pure che duro di dare che di caro pure di siete cole te pare che te darghe tu rete tu rete to pare che duro shikate to rete rukko to bale che to rahe to ko shur ko to pare che te to le te toro ka te tore he ke to koroti shu te taura tala te pare ke te kore ke te tora te ke te to tore she ka te ke mone ne na ro la ke na more he te ke rele te kare te kore he kore she te toro do koroti te rei kore she te ro